Scotland 26, Wales 23. Almost a win for Wales. So close. But I mean, that was a really good game of rugby to watch. And Wales really showed up. You could just tell from the kickoff, Wales were here to play. And I did say earlier in the week, I did think Wales were kind of trending in a better direction. I know, obviously, they still lost this game. So overall, it's still a negative that they lost, but the positive is they looked much better and they looked a lot more competitive in probably most of the facets of the game. I mean, they won 80% of their scrums, which is okay. They won 100% of their lineouts from six, which is really positive compared to other weeks. So a fundamental base for a team is their set piece. So the fact that they are winning more than 80% for both in this game against a very good Scotland team who beat England last week is a very big positive. And Wales did seem like they were actually trying to play a bit more today. They made 194 tackles, missed 22, got a 90% tackle completion, which was much better than they've had in the previous 2 weeks. I think they actually missed a lot more tackles against England and against France. But I mean, Scotland's not a bad team at all. This Scotland team is a very good team and they actually made some very good selections and chose some really world-class players. But Wales did pitch up today and they looked a lot more competitive in probably most areas around the field. But if you were to look at some of the best players in the game, Aaron Wainwright, 21 carries. This guy was all over the field. One thing that the commentators did say, which I really did notice as well, he uses his footwork so well and he always beats defenders. Dowie Lake, 17 carries. Matt Fagerson, 15 carries. Alex Mann, 13 carries. Blair Kinghorn, 13 carries. I think Blair Kinghorn was actually quite impressive today. He was good under the high ball. He played quite well. And the fact that Wales, with Scotland's players not playing that bad, kept it this close, just shows that they are on the up. I will be doing a bit more of a different video, kind of going over the last 3 games from Wales and the kind of upward trend, the upward curve I've been seeing. So do stay tuned for that one. I will also be doing a player ratings for both these teams coming out tomorrow morning. So if you are a Wales fan and you want to see how I rate the players from Wales as a complete neutral, or same for Scotland, I'll be doing that tomorrow morning. So just stay tuned for that. Rice Carey, 10 carries. This guy's been really good as well. The prop from Wales, Rice Carey, has been very good. Daffy Jenkins today also really stepped up. And I thought some of the decisions and the selections that Wales made actually worked out today. Costello was much better today than I've seen him before. He looked really good. Unfortunately, he went off with the injury. They'll be missing Dan Edwards. He'll probably come back into the team next week. But the way that Wales played today was a lot better. I have been saying that this Wales team is a team that's hit rock bottom. So they shouldn't be trying to play a style of rugby that it doesn't really make sense to a lot of people, but they shouldn't really be playing a style of rugby right now that's like a kicking game where they don't really throw the ball around that much. And today they showed exactly what my point. They proved my point right, that this team right now needs to find their style of rugby. They need to find which players they can depend on, which players can be standouts. They need to throw the ball around a bit and try things out. And today they did that. They played a lot more expansive rugby. They played the ball through their hands a bit more. A lot of their players looked better today. Josh Adams looked really good today. Both their centers looked quite solid today. They're actually 2 quite big centers as well. They're very powerful. So they made a very good impact as well. The forward pack was a lot more mobile today. There wasn't just the same names of Aaron Wainwright and Dowie Lake putting their hands up and getting carries and making big hits. Every single forward is making big hits. So it was a massive positive for Wales today. Yes, they did lose the game. So overall it is a negative, but I do think they are going in an upward trend, an upward direction. And one thing I have been saying about this team is this team was all thrown into the deep end together as a squad. I mean, there's not really many 100-cap players in this team. There's actually 0 100-cap players in this team right now. It's not like a lot of these players got to learn and be funneled in with other experienced players. But if you think of like South Africa, they bring guys like Sasha in, Elrich Lowe in, Cameron Hanekom in, alongside a Sia Khaleesi, alongside a Damon De Alindi for a Kanan Moody, if that makes sense. Or for England, they bring in a guy like Henry Arundel, or they bring in a guy like Tommy Freeman alongside a guy like George Ford. So these guys get to learn from the more experienced players. So Wales didn't have that luxury, but these players right now are figuring it out on the fly, and they're actually doing a good job with it. I know it's only one game. Scotland maybe didn't pitch up, but to be fair, Scotland wasn't that bad. Wales just made it difficult for Scotland. So people might think Scotland played terribly. Yes, they weren't at their best, which could have been after a very emotional, big performance last week where they really used a lot of energy, a lot of emotional energy, which is hard to get up for the next week. But the Scotland team is a very, very world-class team, and this Wales team actually kept it close and was winning for a lot of the game as well. So you have to take the positives from this game as a Wales fan, and I think they will. I mean, they can only build on this going forward, but this also leaves no more excuses for these Wales players. I mean, some of these guys that stepped up. I mean, Daffy Jenkins, 22 tackles. Ben Carter, 22 tackles. Aaron Wainwright, 20 tackles. Alex Mann, 17 tackles. James Botham, 16 tackles. Joe Hawkins, 13. Archie Griffin, 13. Dowie Lake, 12. Eddie James, 12. Nicky Smith, 12. Louis Rees-Zammit, 11. Thomas Francis, 10. These are individuals putting in good performances now and showing they can play at that level, and they've shown it now, so now they must consistently be able to do it. So yeah, obviously a big positive for Wales. They looked competitive in the kicking the game, the aerial game, scrum time, line-out time. They looked a lot better today. Scotland will go away from this game and be disappointed with how they played. I don't think they should be as disappointed as they might be. They actually showed a lot of guts, a lot of heart, and this squad from Scotland today actually showed something quite positive, that they could come from down quite a few points behind and come back and win the game. But I mean, it was a very, very good game of rugby to watch, especially as a neutral. I mean, just going through some of the events from the game, it started off with a Hawkins yellow card 4 minutes in, then a Rice Carey tried 5, Sam Costello kicked the ball right over, Kyle Steyn got a try. Kyle Steyn was good once again today. I felt quite sorry that Duan van der Merwe got replaced. I thought if he was given more opportunities, it would have looked a bit better today. Then Adams got a try. That was a really good try from Wales. Costello with the conversion, Costello with the penalty at 30 minutes, Costello again with a penalty at 47 minutes. He actually really surprised me today, and I must say as a neutral, I didn't really rate him that highly going into this game. I've been watching him a bit this season. He's actually been impressing me, but I think right now at number 10 for Wales, they actually have quite a few good options, to be honest. But for me right now, the centres really stood out from Wales today, and the wings were very good as well. So I think Wales have a lot of positives, especially in the players that they can select. But I was also saying that these Wales players know these Scotland players. They play against each other in the URC every week. So the one game I do expect Wales to kind of understand how the players from the other team will be playing, even if it is a better team, it's Scotland. And I do think that probably is the case. And I don't think Ireland's even going to walk over Wales as well, because they know each other. They play against each other in the URC. I think if Ireland play the way they played today against England, it could be a long day for Wales. But I mean, if you think of like the Italy game, the Ireland game, I think Wales could still be competitive. I don't think they're going to win, but they'll show some competitiveness. And I think there's going to be a lot of positives to take from those games if they keep up these performances. Now, in the 54th minute, Russell had a penalty and he made it 20 points to 10. Russell then at 54, 20 points to 12. Evans at the 57th minute, making it 23-12. Darcy Graham with a try. That was a very sneaky try, and I think looking back at the game, that was probably one of the tries that sealed the deal for Scotland, and Wales are going to look back at that and be very disappointed with that. I know they were happy they scored a try, they were celebrating, but in international rugby, those are the opportunities that good teams will take. Scotland is a good team. They got the bounce of the ball, but you can't even open the window of opportunity for that to happen from a Wales perspective. So that's going to be something that's very disappointing for the players, and they're going to look back at that, and it's probably going to be a bit embarrassing in the video room on Monday morning. Then Russell with the conversion after that, very good conversion. Then Turner with the try in the 74th minute to really seal the deal. Then Russell converting. And I mean, I did feel bad for Wales after the game. I really did, because they honestly looked like they probably were the better team today. They looked very competitive, and these are the type of Six Nations games I really like, the ones that are competitive till the 80th minute. And I think from Wales today, the Wales fans can be very proud and very happy of their team. With Scotland, on the other hand, they can also be proud that they came back, especially after playing a game like last week that was a really emotional game, and trying to have a big comeback performance after a disappointing Italy game. It's not going to be easy for the guys to play at that same level. It's definitely not going to be easy. I mean, as a South African fan, I'm thinking back to the 2023 World Cup, where against France, it was a very emotional game in the quarterfinal. The next week, England, the players just could not really get up for it as much. So these are the type of things you have to understand with these players. They're putting their bodies on the line every week, and it's going to be very difficult. But just looking at the match summary, some of the areas where Scotland won, they scored 4 tries to 2, converted 3 to 2 of those tries. Penalty goals, Wales had 3, Scotland had 0 drop goals each. Carries, Scotland made 138 carries, but Wales made 133 carries, which just showed they played with a lot more intent today. Line breaks, Scotland made 9, which is a worrying stat for Wales. Wales made 2 line breaks. Turnovers lost. Scotland lost 15 turnovers today. 15. That is a worrying statistic, and they're going to have to work on that. I mean, the roof was closed. There's no excuses for weather as well, so that's a shocking stat. Turnovers 1, Wales 5, Scotland 3. Possession, 50-50 possession, which just shows, I mean, this game was a lot closer than it might have seemed to some people, but it was a really close game. Territory, Scotland having 60%, Wales having 40%, and tackles, Wales making 194 to Scotland's 160. So, I mean, a very, very close game of rugby, and the stats just show it. The stats just show it's a very close game. Obviously, you can't always look at stats, but I mean, from a Wales perspective, especially from a neutral, they can only be proud of their performance. But I will be doing a player ratings, guys, so stay tuned for that for both teams. If you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. This is just a bit of an instant reaction. I will be going into a bit of a deep dive of how Wales almost beat Scotland and of how Scotland came back to beat Wales. So I will be doing a much more in-depth review, probably around Monday or Tuesday, maybe even tomorrow. So stay tuned for that one, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.